So, why have some of us lost the ability to communicate our differences respectfully? You know, sometimes we get emotional. Our feelings get involved with stuff that we believe in, or stuff that we just tend to think is real, is true. How we live, how we operate on a daily basis. What made me want to talk about this is because it's election time, right? You know, Donald Trump is in the news. He in and out of court. Um, Sleepy Joe and shucking and jiving Kamala Harris. They're running for president and vice president again. And see, there I go. You know what I'm saying? I'm name calling too. But when we have differences, right? Let's take Donald Trump, right? Donald Trump, Donald Trump can do something good that benefits everyone. We'll throw it out the window because he's a Republican. And even though we may not personally like Trump, our feelings get so involved in what we do, it affects our ability to make a good decision. For example, right now you got a war going on between Israel and Hamas, and if you're not one to be like, yeah, well, I stand up for Israel to be able to defend themselves, or you feel bad because uh, some Palestinian children were blown up or killed or lost their home because of bombs. Like, you can't even voice your opinion on about either side without somebody getting bent out of shape or canceled or made to look bad because you don't think how they think, or you're not on the same side as them. Like, it's really getting crazy out here. You'll see these arguments up in Washington where every single year or twice a year, I don't know how many times they do it, but every time they get ready to get together and do the budget, somebody's always complaining about how they are going to shut the government down if they don't get what they want. Now, whatever it is that these particular people want, I don't think that the American people want to shut down the government. Why are you trying to do that? You can't get what you want, so you want to shut the government down. You so emotional that you don't want to just sit down with the other person across from you and try to work things out. Try to find out, what's going to benefit everybody. Try to come to a solution. Try to come to the truth. The difference between somebody wanting to have a conversation and somebody wanting to argue is, the one that wants to argue, they want you to believe what they want you to believe, as opposed to, if you're in a conversation, you're just trying to come to an agreement. You're just trying to find the truth. The arguer wants to wants to inflict their truth on you. I think it's really, it's kind of bad. There's other issues going on, like the LGBT the LGBTQIA thing. They got that going on where you know they feel disrespected if you don't address them by their pronouns. And I haven't even, like, I really don't even get involved in that kind of stuff because it's just so crazy to me. But I was actually at the Apple store one time, and I was trying to figure out how to fill out the application for, see, they have the Apple card, right? So if you get the Apple card, you can buy something at the Apple store on credit, and you won't have to pay the interest over a year. They'll break it down into 12 payments, but there'll be no interest. You'll just pay the cost of whatever the item it is that you want to buy. So I was going to do that. And I'm trying to figure out how to do it on my phone. So I asked this worker that was working at the Apple store who the, looked like the stereotypical gay person. But I asked him, I said, excuse me, can you show me how to fill out for this Apple card on my phone? So he showed me how to do it, and I filled it out, and it took a couple of minutes to process and, find out whether, I got the thing or not. So I was declined. And once I was declined, okay, I just continued to browse around the store anyway. So dude came back and said, well, how did you make out? I said, I got declined. And, we had a couple of brief words back and forth. I don't remember exactly, what we said. But then I said, yes, sir. Thank you. And he looked at me and said, Miss. My pronouns are Miss. I'm a woman. And I looked at this dude like, I said in my mind, cut it the fuck out. Like, I came here, cut it out. I said this in my mind. I was like, cut it out. I came here to talk Apple stuff. I didn't come here to talk politics and all of that. But, it just goes to show you, people, they start to get some kind of way, or they start to feel some kind of way when, things aren't going their way, and then they get emotional. And sometimes, it could go a little further than that. I remember when Kevin Samuels had passed away. Now, mind you, the man wasn't gone for 24 hours, and the people making statements and saying some of the most egregious things about a man that just passed away. Now, and if you don't know who Kevin Samuels is, this just ain't the video for you. But, they had people from all across the board, coming out saying like real disrespectful things about a man that just passed away. Now, mind you, I had some people that I knew passed away that I didn't particularly care for. And when their name came up in conversations, I just didn't say anything, because there's just a certain level of respect that you have to have for people in general across the board. There's just certain lines that you don't cross. And in that situation, just because, you're on this side or you're on that side, you had people celebrating the man's death, not thinking about how, he's got family that are probably online looking at this stuff. Just us as a people, as society, I mean, I think we're really making a downturn. I don't know what's going on to, you can't even voice your opinion without upsetting somebody and they want to cancel you. It's crazy. Like, what do you think is the cause of this? Like what's behind this madness? Is it because of our education that prevents us from being able to communicate with each other effectively? I think that's part of the reason. What do you think? I think that, just look at the education. Look at our education system. We graduate from high school. We go to college. We graduate from college. Some of us even get master's degrees. And guess what? If someone puts a contract in front of our faces, we can't even read the contract. Even though we got a master's degree, we got to go hire a lawyer just so the lawyer can pick this thing up and decipher these words that's on this paper that, we couldn't even be taught in a classroom. It's something separate.